I need to know how to fix an iPad dropped in water.
The first thing you need to do is get it out of the water as fast as possible.
I've already done that.
Then shake it to get all the water off and see if you can get water out of the ports.
That won't get water out that may have gotten inside.
You need to take off the screen protector so water that got inside of it isn't trapped next to the screen. The same is true for taking the case off of it.
So much for protecting it.
The screen protector is good for minimizing the damage a spilled drink on the screen you're reading causes, not the damage from immersion.
So what else do I do to minimize the damage?
Clean around the buttons and ports with cotton swabs so that water doesn't sit in there while you try to remove the moisture inside the iPad.
That's the part one really need to do in order to minimize damage.
Get the water out of the ports, and if the iPad was on when you dropped it in the tub or pool, see if you can plug it in long enough to properly turn it off.
It was turned off.
That reduces the glitches the water can cause. And take out the SIM card to let that dry out.
Then I'm down to just hardware problems.
An iPad is much larger than an iPhone, but the same way of drying it out can be used if you have a large enough container.
I've heard you shouldn't use a bag of rice because rice bits can get into the ports and buttons.
True, though enriched rice is worse about that than normal white or brown rice.
That doesn't tell me what I can do.
If you have a large enough bag, put the iPad in a bag with all the desiccants from various sources.
Probably the old shoe boxes in my house.
You can get reusable desiccant out of the dehydrators some people put in their bathrooms that you can dry out in the oven before putting it back in the bathroom.
I don't want to wait to oven dry a desiccant pack to dry out my iPad.
If these things are already still nearly dry and sit in the bathroom or closet, you can use that in place or in addition to the ones in your old shoe boxes.
Okay, let's say I've got a bag plus desiccant. How long does the iPad need to sit in there?
1 full day is a minimum, 2 would be better.
Then I know the battery will be dead.
Not if you shut it down properly, no. And once you've dried it out, you should take it out and charge it anyway.
Anything else I can do?
Don't do anything with a hairdryer to try to dry it off, or you risk heat damage to the components to water damage.
I don't think they have a heat sensor like the moisture sensor in the iPhone.
No, but melted plastic due to your attempts to dry it out would be about as obvious.